live from the new sports betting capital of the world.
You might be from Texas, but I'm from New Jersey.
Benny Ricciardi is here to break down the day's betting board for you.
Let's go, Jerry. Go!
Taking a first look at the day's bets, it's time for the FTN Betting Show. Welcome to the first episode of the FTN Betting Show, sponsored by FTN Bets. I'll be your host, Benny Ricciardi, and today we're going to walk through all of the options in the wagering window for Monday, March 28th. Let's start with the most important thing on the slate here today, and that is going to be NCAA basketball. Yes, the championship games are until this weekend, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we get into that, there are still some other NCAA basketball games going on here tonight. We have the semifinals of the Basketball Classic going on tonight, and the semifinals of the NIT going on tomorrow over at Madison Square Garden. Tonight's games are Coastal Carolina taking on South Alabama. 137.5 is the total in that game there. And let's see what the spread is sitting at right now. So right now, the spread on this game is anywhere from, you could get Coastal Carolina at +2 over on FanDuel at -110. There's a lot of -1.5s out there, slightly juiced up in the market. The best price, if you're looking to play South Alabama here, -1.5 on South Alabama, -110. You can get that on BetMGM or Caesars. The other game going off tonight is going to be Southern Utah taking on Fresno State. This one, Fresno State, a big favorite, anywhere between 7 and 7.5 points. If you're looking to bet on Fresno State, the best price we can get on them, -7, -110. That's over on FanDuel right now. If you want to go the other side, betting on Southern Utah, you could get +7.5 in quite a few places out there at -110. BetMGM, Caesars, Unibet, Bet Rivers, Sugar House as well. All have it at +7.5, -110 if you're looking to play it on that side. And let's take a quick look here at what the over-under is in that game. We're looking at a 136, 136.5 here. If you're looking to play the over, Unibet 136 -112 and Bet Rivers 136 -112. The best prices on the over at 136. If you're looking to play an under, you can get 136.5 at DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, Caesars. A whole bunch of places have it at 136.5 on the under there. And all of those are listed at -110. That is for tonight's Basketball Classic semifinal games. We do also have 2 NIT games that we'll talk about here tomorrow. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, the most important part of it all, the NCAA Final Four championship games are set after a pretty good weekend of college basketball here where, you know, we saw a couple of the top seeds get knocked over. We saw a couple of the Cinderellas end their run. And we're going to wind up with a Duke and North Carolina semifinal game here. So let's take a look at those games first here, and then we'll take a look at some of the odds that these teams have at the various sports books in order to basically go ahead and win the entire thing here. We'll see where we can get the best prices on all that stuff. So the first game is going to be Villanova against Kansas, looking at -4, -4.5 out there in the market. If you're looking to bet on the Kansas side and lay that -4, DraftKings has it at -110. You could also get it on PointsBet at -110 if you're looking to bet on the Kansas side. On the Villanova side, you can get +4.5 in quite a few places here. A few of them are juiced up a little bit here. Let's see if we can find the 4.5 at -110. There you go. Caesars 4.5 at -110, the best price there. You can also get that at Unibet as well. Bet Rivers has it at +4.5, -110 too. So if you're looking to bet the Villanova side, those would be the books where you can get the best price on that. When we're looking at the over-under in this game, 132.5, 133 are the numbers I'm seeing out there in the market. If you want to bet the under, 133, -110 on FanDuel, PointsBet, and Caesars. That's the best place you can get an under on this game. Over 132.5, you can get that number -110 on DraftKings or BetMGM. So that would be the way to play that one there. Let's see. Let's talk about the other game now. We got North Carolina and Duke. 4.5 is pretty much the number across the board here everywhere. A lot of it is sitting at standard -110 juice. Let's see. If you want to bet on North Carolina, you can get it slightly reduced juice, -109 on both Unibet and Sugar House for the +4.5 there. If you're looking to bet Duke on that side, -4.5 at -110. DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM, PointsBet, Caesars all have it at -110. Seems to be the consensus line here on that game. So let's look at the total in that game. The total in that game is somewhere around 151. If you want to bet an over, you can play over 150.5 on Bet Rivers, slightly juiced up at minus 113. That's the lowest number I see out there. Everybody else has it at least 151 here. And if you want to play an under, the highest number I see is BetMGM, which has it at 151.5. So you could play that on BetMGM at minus 110. That would be the best place to play the under there. Everywhere else has it at 151 as the total and basically sitting at minus 110 either way, depending on which side you want to take. So now that we got that out of the way, we talked about the two games. Let's also talk about the odds of all these teams to win the championship right here. So the shortest odds that we're going to see, I think they belong to Duke at the moment. Let's see. You can get Duke as high. The best price on Duke right now to win the national championship is plus 160. You can get that at FanDuel, PointsBet, or BetMGM. Caesars has it at plus 150. Unibet and Sugar House have it at plus 135. So Duke is the favorite at this point to win the entire thing and cut down the nets. Plus 160, best price you can get on them. FanDuel, PointsBet, BetMGM. The next one would be Kansas. Kansas is sitting at plus 200 on PointsBet, Unibet, and Bet Rivers Sugar House. Plus 190 on Caesars, plus 180 on FanDuel and MGM. So the best price on Kansas, plus 200 there. PointsBet, good place you can go and bet that if you're looking for it. Duke being the shortest price at plus 160. Kansas being the next shortest price at plus 200. Then we move on to Villanova. Villanova, you can get Villanova plus 450 to plus 475. Let's see, where can we get it at plus 475? PointsBet has it at plus 475. BetMGM, Sugar House, and Unibet plus 475. So if you're looking to get a little money down on the Villanova Wildcats, those would be the places to go take it there. And then that just leaves us with the North Carolina Tar Heels. The Tar Heels plus 550 on Caesars, plus 500 on FanDuel and MGM, plus 450 on PointsBet. So Caesars, definitely the place you want to go to bet on North Carolina. And remember, if you get over to Caesars right now, use promo code FTNBets CZR at the end of FTN bets for Caesar. You could actually get $1,100 risk-free first bet. So if you're really confident in North Carolina, plus 550 on Caesars, the best price there, you could put it in there and even get a risk-free bet, meaning if you lose, they'll actually give you a free bet in the amount of money that you bet up to $1,100. So you could do it again. It's a great way for people to test out the product and, get a chance to sign up for a new sports book, give you that many more outs and that many more places to look for the best price. So there you go. That wraps it up for our college basketball breakdown. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back and talk about a little bit of NBA action in a minute here on the FTN Betting Show. Welcome back to the FTN Betting Show. And now, after talking a little college basketball, it's time for us to switch gears and head over to the NBA and take a look at all the action in the association tonight. The first game we're going to talk about here is going to be the Denver Nuggets going up against the Charlotte Hornets. 7 o'clock start at the Spectrum for this one. This should be a really good game. Looking around the sports books here, if you're looking to play the Denver Nuggets, who are actually a favorite on the road here by anywhere between 2.5 to 3 points, the best price you can get on the Denver Nuggets, BetMGM has them minus 2.5 at minus 115. Most other books have it minus 3 at minus 110. I would rather play the minus 2.5, give up a little bit of the juice on the minus 115 if you're interested in playing the Denver Nuggets tonight and laying the points. On the other side, you got the Charlotte Hornets as a home dog here, 2.5 to 3 points in this one. Let's see. You can get plus 3 at just about every book here at minus 110. If you're looking to shave a little bit off of that, books like Unibet and Bet Rivers have it plus 3 minus 109. So I guess technically that would be the best place to go. It's only 1 basis point here. It's minus 110 on most of the major books, the Caesars, the PointsBets, the FanDuels, the DraftKings. It is plus 2.5 at minus 105 over on BetMGM if you wanted to play it over there. Personally, I'd rather get the plus 3 and leave the the minus 110 or the minus 109, leave the extra 3 or 4 basis points on the table and just take the higher number in that one. The total in that game is 233, pretty much across the board at every site. And those are all listed around minus 110 as well. So you can pretty much play that anywhere. Next game up, the Orlando Magic taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Orlando will be without Jalen Suggs tonight. Cleveland will be without Jared Allen. Cleveland, a big favorite in this game. 8.5 to 9 points is what I'm seeing out there. 9 points at -110 on most sites. You can get it at -9.5 or -105 on BetMGM. You can get it -8.5 and get it juiced up a little bit at -114 on FanDuel. That's probably the best place to play it right there. -8.5 on FanDuel, -114 on the Cavs. Best number you can get there on that team. If you're looking to play Orlando, there are a couple 9.5s out there in the market. BetMGM has the Orlando Magic at 9.5 for -115. Most other books have it at +9 at -110. So technically, if you are looking to play the Orlando side of it, BetMGM +9.5, -115, the best price there. The total in this game, anywhere between 216.5 and 217. The best place to play the under is FanDuel, under 217. They get the best price there. If you're looking to play an over at 216.5, DraftKings BetMGM has that both at standard juice. Those would be the places to play that one. Next game is the Atlanta Hawks against the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers are at home. They are about a 7.5 point dog. If you want to play the home dog here, +7.5, -110 on the Pacers at both DraftKings and FanDuel. If you're looking to get on the Atlanta side, you can get them. We do have a couple -7s out there. Nothing at -110, but you can get -7, -114 at Unibet. You can get -7.5 at -105 on BetMGM and PointsBet. -7.5 at Standard Juice and most of the other places. So if you want the -7 and you don't mind paying a little extra juice, Unibet's the place. If you want the 7.5 and you want to juice down a little bit at -105, you can get that at BetMGM and PointsBet today. As for the total in that game, let's see, 234, 235 are the totals I'm seeing. You want to play an over, BetMGM, FanDuel have it at 234.5 at -110. That'd be the place to play the over there. And if you want to play the under, DraftKings and Caesars have it at 235 -110. So you can play the under over at either DraftKings or Caesars and get the best price there. Next game up, the Sacramento Kings taking on the Miami Heat. This one, the number looked a little weird when I first looked at it, but once I dug into it, I understood there's going to be no De'Aaron Fox and no Domantas Sabonis for the Sacramento Kings here tonight. That's why they are a 12-point underdog in this game. There are a couple guys that are questionable on Miami. Tyler Hero probably being the biggest name of all those guys, but it does look like a lot of those guys are more likely to play than not play. Best price you can find on the Miami Heat, -12.5, -110 over on FanDuel. This number's moved up to 13 at a bunch of books as well. So if you want to play Sacramento, you can get +13, -110. Books like DraftKings and Caesars are two of the ones that have that price there. Those would be two of the places that I'd be looking to, to play that one if you're looking to get in on that number there. When we talk about the total in that game, you can play an over at 216 on DraftKings or BetMGM at Standard Juice, or you can play an under at 217 on PointsBet right there. So if you're looking to play the over, 216.5, lowest number, DraftKings BetMGM. You're looking to play the under on the Sacramento-Miami game, PointsBet at 217.5, best place you can find that one. So let's go on and talk about the next game here. That is the Chicago Bulls taking on the New York Knicks. Nothing new or crazy here. No Derrick Rose for the Knicks. That's happened for a while. No Lonzo Ball for the Chicago Bulls. Also something that's been happening for a while here. Best price you can get on this game. Chicago is favored -3, -110 on PointsBet is the best price out there in the market. Most other books either have this at -3 juiced up or -3.5 at a standard -110. If you're looking to play the Knicks side of this game, let's see, a lot of 3.5s out there in the market. There is 1-4. You can get a +4, -109 on Unibet. That is the best price out there. Everywhere else has this at 3.5, -110, or 3 at, -110, -112, something like that. When it comes to the total in that game, 219 is the lowest number if you want to play an over in that one, and you can find that on most books out there. That's what most of the books have here. If you want to play an under, PointsBet is at 220.5, so you can play the under at 220.5 instead of 219.5 on other books. It's the same -110 juice, so you might as well get the extra point if you're going to play it. Next game we can talk about, the Boston Celtics and Toronto Raptors. 4 to 4.5 points is what we're seeing in the market here. Toronto is favored in this game. So let's see, -4 on DraftKings and FanDuel. Best price you can get on the Toronto Raptors here if you're looking to play that. If you're looking to play the Boston Celtics, you can get plus 4.5 on BetMGM, plus 4.5 on Caesars, plus 4.5 on PointsBet. So if you're playing the Celtics side of it, I would be looking at one of those books. If you're playing the Toronto side of it, DraftKings and FanDuel has the best prices on those. The total in this game is 212.5 on basically every book. They're all at minus 110. Maybe that moves throughout the day, but right now there's really no advantage on what book you're playing it on. You're getting the same number everywhere. Next game we could talk about San Antonio and Houston. This is another game with a total of 234.5 on literally every book right now. So there's no difference there if you're looking to play that. There is a little bit of a slight difference if you're looking to play a side here. For the most part, this is the Spurs favored by 7. You can get Spurs minus 7, minus 110 on basically every book out there with the exception of BetMGM. BetMGM has this at 7.5 minus 110. So again, if you're going to be playing the San Antonio side, any book but BetMGM, you can get minus 7 at minus 110. If you're going to be playing the Houston side, though, you do want to go over to BetMGM because you can get that plus 7.5 at minus 110. Everybody else has that plus 7 at minus 110. So you get the hook, you get a half a point over there. So if you are a Houston Rockets backer tonight, definitely get over to BetMGM and check it out over there. Next game up, the Golden State Warriors taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. This is a really tough one for me to handicap here. The Grizzlies are a 10.5 point favorite, and they're going to be playing without Ja Morant. They have questionable tags right now on Jaren Jackson Jr. and Brandon Clark, although I do think both of those guys do end up playing. On the Golden State side, there's definitely no Steph Curry in this game, which is something that we've seen the last couple of games, so not a surprise there. Questionable tags on Otto Porter, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. Really, what are you supposed to do with a game like this when you have this many guys, especially key players that we're talking about on both of these teams that are out? I understand why it's a double-digit spread. If you want to play the Golden State Warriors, you can get plus 10.5 at minus 110 in most places. You can get a plus 11 at minus 115 on DraftKings. Probably the best price that we have out there in the market if you're looking for the Golden State Warriors side. If you're looking to play the Memphis Grizzlies side at 10.5, there are some 11s, there are some juiced up 10.5s, but there's a lot of places you can find that 10.5 at standard minus 110 juice. Just off the top of my head here, let's see. We got MGM, we got Caesars, we got PointsBet, we got Unibet, we got Bet Rivers and Sugar House. So all of those books have it at minus 10.5, minus 110. So that would be the place to play it. If you're looking to play an over in this game, 221.5, lowest number out there at minus 110, you can get that on FanDuel. If you're looking to play an under, 222 minus 110 on DraftKings, the place I'd go to play that one. And that brings us to our last NBA basketball game for the day, which is the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Portland Trailblazers. There are so many injuries on both sides of this game. For OKC, you're going to have no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You're going to have no Lou Dort. You're going to have no Josh Giddey. On Portland, you're going to have, no Damian Lillard, no Hart, no Nurkic, no Simons, no Watford, no Winslow. I mean, you got about 6 or 7 of the top 10 guys in that Portland rotation that are not going to be playing. You got the entire front court for the Oklahoma City Thunder that's not going to be playing in this game. Neither one of these teams are going anywhere. The season has about 2 weeks left in it, and these teams are both eliminated. I don't know what to do with this game right here. There's just way too many question marks at the moment. We'll have to wait till later in the day when we see who actually is playing. I got to be honest, I think this is just going to be a really ugly game. You're seeing anywhere between -2 to -2.5 on the visiting Oklahoma City Thunder as the favorites here. And I got to say, I kind of agree with that. I mean, like I said, 7 of the top 10 guys in that Portland rotation, including 4 or 5 starters probably, are not going to be playing in this game. So you're really playing with like the B team here. I do think Oklahoma City, as bad as they are, as many injuries as they have, and the fact that they're on the road, does actually deserve to be the favorite here. If you want to lay Oklahoma City, the -2, let's see, FanDuel, you can lay -2 at -110. There are places where you could get plus 2.5 on the Blazers. Let's see, BetMGM, one of those places. Sugar House, another one of those places. You could get plus 2.5, -110 on the Portland Trailblazers there. If you're playing an over in that game, BetMGM has the best price, 220.5 for the over at -110. And if you're playing the under, 221 on DraftKings and FanDuel at standard juice. And that wraps it up for the NBA action for today, Monday, March 28th, here at FTN Bets. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Welcome back to the FTN Betting Show here, sponsored by FTN Bets. Now we're going to talk a little bit of hockey action here. Only about 5 games in the NHL tonight. So let's talk some of the money lines on these. The first one is the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Washington Capitals. The Hurricanes are a road favorite in this game. Let's see. The best price we can get on them, -128 over on Sugar House for them to get the win. Most other sites have this sitting. Most other books have this sitting at -130 to -135. DraftKings, BetMGM, -135 there. -130 on most other books. Sugar House at -128. Best price in the market on the Carolina Hurricanes. If you want to go to the other side of this game and bet on the Washington Capitals, you're getting about a +105 to +110 at most books out there. Let's see. DraftKings being the best book out there, +115 on the Washington Capitals. If you're on the Caps tonight, that's the place to go play it. The Vancouver Canucks are taking on the St. Louis Blues here tonight. The Blues are favored at home, -135, best number out there in the market. Also kind of a consensus number. DraftKings, BetMGM, PointsBet, Caesars all have this at -135 if you were looking to back the St. Louis Blues. On the other side, the Vancouver Canucks, let's see, what's the best price we can find here on them? FanDuel has them at +118. Most other books in the market have them at +115. There's a couple +110s out there as well. So you definitely want to get at least +115 here. If you have FanDuel, +118. If you don't have FanDuel, get over to FTNBets.com/sportsbooks, and you'll see all of the signups there, all of the deposit bonuses, all the different ways and all the different books that'll give you free money for signing up and playing on them. Definitely make sure to check that out. Once again, FTNBets.com/sportsbooks. That's the place where you can find all the best deposit bonuses. So let's talk about the next game here. The next game is the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. Let's see. The Blackhawks are favored and at home. -150-ish is the number you're going to get. -155 on most books. Lowest number here. Let's see. The best price is Caesars. Caesars has the Blackhawks at -149. You're not going to find it anywhere better of the legal sports books here. So if you're looking to play the Blackhawks, Caesars definitely the place to go play them there. If you happen to be on the other side of this game, you're looking at probably like a +125, +130. Let's see, FanDuel +134, the highest number you can find on the Buffalo Sabres money line if you decide you want to be on that side of this game tonight. And that brings us to one that should be a big blowout here. The Arizona Coyotes taking on the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are as high as -450 on some books here today. Let's see, the best price we can find if you're going to back Edmonton, BetMGM has them at -375. DraftKings has them at -390. Those are the only 2 books I'm seeing where this is under -400 here. So BetMGM -375, the best place to play the Edmonton Oilers. As for the Arizona Coyotes, if you want to play them, you can find them at +300 on most books out there, anywhere between +290 and +320. The highest price, +325 on Bet Rivers right now, is the best place you can get the Arizona Coyotes tonight. And that brings us to our last game in the NHL, which is the Seattle Kraken going up against the Los Angeles Kings. The Kings are a -210 to -220 favorite. Lowest price I could find on them, Caesars has them at -208. DraftKings at -210. Everyone else is -215 or -220. So if you're looking to play them, Caesars the best place. DraftKings a couple basis points behind. Those would be the places I'd be looking to play the home favorite Los Angeles Kings tonight. As for the Seattle Kraken, +175 to +185 are the numbers I'm seeing. Best price is that +185. Bet MGM, where you can get that +185 on the Seattle Kraken right there. So there you go. That wraps it up for our NHL action for tonight. We're going to take a quick break, come right back, and we'll talk about MLB baseball preseason action here on the FTN Betting Show. Welcome back to the FTN Betting Show here on FTN Bets. We have talked a little bit of college basketball action, a little bit of NBA action, a little bit of NHL action, and now we're going to move over to a little bit of preseason baseball action because I know there's a lot of people that like betting on that. If you haven't already, make sure you get over to FTNBets.com. You can sign up using promo code Benny and save 20% off. That is Benny, Benny, and save 20% off any one of our packages. I know right now MLB Dream is crushing the preseason baseball action. So get over there and check him out. Once the season starts, you'll have a whole bunch of guys putting in their MLB bets for the season. I do not usually mess with MLB preseason. I am too deep into NBA basketball at the moment. But once the season starts, you will see a lot more MLB bets going up over there. There are some guys who dive in and do the pitching work, MLB Dream being one of the best. So definitely get over there and check out FTN bets, check out all his pitching action, check out all his thoughts on the preseason here. So let's talk about some of these games real quick here. Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Atlanta Braves, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's see. The Braves are favored minus 152, minus 150, the best price actually I could find on them. DraftKings is where you can play that. If you want to be on the Toronto side of this game, plus 125, plus 130, plus 135. Here we go. Points bet plus 135. Best way to play the Toronto Blue Jays today. Best price you can get of the legal sports books. The New York Yankees taking on the Detroit Tigers today. The Yankees are an underdog. You can get them at plus 120 on DraftKings, FanDuel, PointsBet, most books out there in the market. There are some books who have a worse price than that, so definitely use DraftKings, FanDuel, or PointsBet, plus 120 on the New York Yankees. The Tigers are minus 140, minus 145. Let's see, DraftKings minus 140, PointsBet minus 140. Best prices if you're looking to play the Detroit Tigers side. Baltimore Orioles taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. Orioles plus 145. DraftKings, best price you can find there. 135, 140 at other books, not bad either. Let's see, on the Phillies, minus 165 as a favorite. Lowest price I can find here. FanDuel has them at minus 162. That would be the best place to play the Philadelphia Phillies. Houston Astros, St. Louis Cardinals matching up today. Cardinals are favored at home. Minus 142 is the best price there. Bet Rivers is where you have it. Most other books have this at minus 145 to minus 150. If you're looking to play the Houston Astros side of this game, minus 120, plus 125 on a lot of books out there. DraftKings has the best price on it at plus 130. That would be the place to play the Astros. Miami Marlins taking on the Washington Nationals. Let's see, minus 130, minus 140s for the Nationals. FanDuel has it at minus 130, best price on Washington. If you're looking to play the Marlins side of this game, plus 120 on DraftKings and PointsBet, probably the best way to play that one if you're on that side of it. San Diego Padres against the Chicago White Sox. White Sox are favored, minus 135 on DraftKings and PointsBet. Best two prices I could find in the market there. If you're on the Padres side of this game, it's basically like plus 115 in most spots. FanDuel has it at plus 116, so that is obviously the best price you can get there. Again, it's 1 basis point, not a massive deal, but, in the long run, it does all add up. The Cleveland Guardians taking on the Kansas City Royals here today. Royals are at home and favored. Minus 135 on PointsBet, best price you can get there. It's minus 145 on DraftKings and FanDuel. If you're looking to play the Cleveland side of this game, let's see, DraftKings plus 125, best price you can get on the Cleveland Guardians. Next game is the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Dodgers favored on the road in this one. Minus 190. It's up to minus 200 on some books like Bet Rivers. Minus 190 is the best price I can find. That would be on DraftKings. If you want to bet against the Dodgers and go to the other side, you're getting about a plus 160 on most books. FanDuel plus 164, the best price on the Arizona Diamondbacks if you want to play against the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight. Let's see. That brings us to the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Angels. Let's see. Oakland is an underdog here. 130, 135, 140. DraftKings plus 140. Best price here on the Oakland Athletics. On the Angels, on the favorites, let's see. Bet Rivers has it at minus 156. FanDuel's minus 158. DraftKings is minus 160. So I guess Bet Rivers by a couple basis points is going to be the best price we can get on that one. San Francisco Giants, Milwaukee Brewers. Let's see here. Minus 135 on DraftKings. Best price on the Brewers. Minus 138, minus 140, another minus 135 on PointsBet as well. So you're not getting it any better than minus 135 here today on Milwaukee. On the San Francisco side, most of these books have it at plus 115. FanDuel plus 118, best price out there in the market. Texas Rangers, Seattle Mariners. Let's see. Seattle favored minus 140, minus 145-ish. Best price out there. The only one under minus 140. You can get a minus 138 at Sugar House right now. That is the best price out there of all the legal books. On the Texas Rangers side, basically a plus 120 in most spots, but you can get it at plus 125 on DraftKings. That is the best price over there. And that brings us to our final baseball game on the day. The Chicago Cubs taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Cubs are plus 105, plus 110 on DraftKings and FanDuel. So that's the best price if you're looking to be on the Chicago side of this game. On the Cincinnati side of this game, you're looking at like minus 130 at most books, minus 125. PointsBet minus 125. I think it's the only book I see right now that offers this game that is under a minus 130. So if you're going to play the Cincinnati Reds, PointsBet is the place to play them at minus 125. Remember, you guys can get over to FTNBets.com right now. Sign up for any of our packages. You get all the stats, you get all the charts, all the graphs, all the analysis, and all the picks from all of our experts. Use promo code Benny, BENNY, save 20% off any one of our packages over there. And make sure to get over to the FTNBets.com/sportsbooks page. That has all of the deposit bonuses, all of the risk-free bets, all of the free money that these books are offering. And remember, these offers are not going to be there forever, and you want to have as many outs as you possibly can. Take advantage of each and every one of these offers. It's free money that they're giving you. It's risk-free bets that they're giving you. This is all stuff that'll make you a more profitable sports bettor. Take advantage of it. We have them all listed over on FTN Bets. Nice and easy for you. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. And please do me a favor. Leave a comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. Tell me what you guys want to hear going forward. And also make sure to give us some 5-star reviews. The more 5-star reviews we get, the better. We appreciate your help over here. And good luck today, everybody.
Live from the new sports betting capital of the world.
You might be from Texas, but I'm from New Jersey.